Hey YouTube, Bernard here from WeeklyHow, and in today's video, we're gonna be starting again from scratch. I know a lot of you guys have already learned by watching my previous video on how to create a Shopify app, at least from what I noticed. However, I've also noticed that a few of you guys had issues with getting started, and so I decided to start again this series from scratch and teach you guys all the things that I have learned in the past that I didn't mention in my last couple of videos. Yeah, today we're just gonna set up the app first. So as you can see over here, I have purchased a domain, Shopify App by WeeklyHow.com. So if you want, you can just visit this website for fun. Feel free to do it. So yeah, first let's create an app in our Shopify App Partners. But you know what? Actually, I'm wrong. I want to tell you guys first, if you're going to create an app from scratch and you don't have anything and you want to buy a hosting account, I want you to consider using Hostinger, because I've been using Hostinger for a while now, for years, and it didn't give me any issues at all, especially with Shopify apps. So yeah, if you're looking for hosting, feel free to use Hostinger, and make sure you have an SSL certificate installed. So yeah, it's free as well. When you purchase an account or a host from Hostinger, it's free. SSL is free, so you don't have to worry about that. Just purchase and then install it. Okay, so next is creating the FTP, or the File Transfer Protocol account. To do that, we have to go to our dashboard. As you can see here, this is my dashboard. To create an FTP, all you gotta do is just scroll down and look for FTP accounts. So as you can see over here in the files, you have File Manager. You can also upload the files over here through File Manager, but I find it really inconvenient. It's not much, it's just a lot of work, but instead we're going to use FTP accounts. Let's create one, and we're going to use FileZilla. Okay, so I have here the host name, username, the port, and then yeah, password. You can use another password, you can change it, or you can create another account. So for this, I'll just create a new password, I guess. All right, so over here I created a new account because I don't want to use the credentials that is provided over here. I created a new account, have the username and then the host name over here. So yeah, that's what we're going to use to access our files. Alright, so we're here now in FileZilla. The first thing we need to do is to apply the credentials that we created back there and just input it over here. So let's do that. We have the host name. We can just copy this and then apply it over here in the host. Make sure you post the password over here that you created, and the port is 21, and I believe the username is this one. Just copy that, paste it over here. As you can see, that's my username, and my host name. I'm just gonna copy this and put it over here. So if we press quick connect, we should be able to access our files. If you encounter a known certificate like this, just always trust certificate. Make sure you check that and press OK, and you'll be able to access your files. Yeah. All right, so we're here now. As you can see, we have the default PHP. The default PHP is this one over here. This is the default PHP, as you can see. We can just delete this and start from scratch. So if we delete this and refresh our page, now the file is gone, as you can see over here. Alright, so we have deleted the default .php file. The next thing we're going to do is to upload the files that we use in our previous videos. This is the template that we're going to use, or you can use every time you create a new Shopify app. So if you're going to just use PHP, pure PHP, then yeah, just feel free to upload this to your files. So you can see, I'm just gonna upload it over here, and we're going to customize this later on. So we have the install.php, we have the generate token.php, we have API call write products, which we don't actually need it, so I'm just gonna delete this. Yeah. There you go. And then we have the INC. Let's take a look at the functions.php file for now. Let's open this. Alright, so we're here now, we're in Shopify call. The first thing we're going to do is, of course, to customize this. As you can see over here, we have the URL, the build URL. We have the shop, myshopify.com. So if you have watched my previous tutorials, the first thing we do whenever we use this function is we use the token. We apply the token and then the shop, which is the subdomain of our store. So if we have something like weeklyhow.myshopify.com, what we're doing is we take the subdomain and then the value of the shop is just weeklyhow, and then we put it over here, weeklyhow.myshopify.com, and then the API endpoint, which is this one. And you know what? It's actually really inconvenient because every time we open our, like for example, the index.php, every time we process that, we have to get rid of this part, that myshopify.com, and just take the subdomain, which is really, a lot of work, and it makes our files really slow just to process, the URL. And to fix that, all we need is just get rid of this, because we don't really need this. Because in the beginning, in the first place, we already have the myshopify.com. So why separate it, right? We can just use this instead. So we have weeklyhow.myshopify.com over here. We have that, and then the API endpoint. There you go. So yeah, let's put it back. Make sure you fix that. Just shop and just get rid of that myshopify.com and just use API endpoint. So yeah, let's save this. In the next, in the future, we're going to customize this again, because we have to fix the headers. In the future, we're going to use headers, but for now, let's just leave it as is. So yeah, let's save it and go back to FileZilla, and you should have this warning, and just say yes, and it will re-upload and replace the function.php. All right, so next is we're going to change the values, the API keys, the secret keys in our generate the token. But for that, instead of generate token, let's rename this to just token. All right, and then let's just open this. And here we have the token. We have the API key, shared secret, and all this code, for processing that. Hey, I'm going to install this app to my store, and we're going to use all the keys, The next thing we're going to do is to create the app, because we still don't have the API key and the shared key. So we're here in the apps page. Make sure you're logged into your Shopify partners account and proceed to your apps and just click the create app. And over here, create app page, we have two options. It's custom app and public app. Actually, right now we can just select custom app, but maybe in the future we're going to learn how to publish this app together, and we're going to learn how to use webhooks, or learn how to use like charge API, stuff like that. I've already made a video about charge API and webhooks, I believe, but we're going to take a look at it because the updated the API versioning, so it's already 2020 by April, I think. Yeah, March, April. I think it's March. I'm not sure. 04, I think. But whatever. Let's select public app, and over here, let's just name this WeeklyHow tutorial app. Just for example, you can name this whatever you want. For the app URL, we're going to use Shopify app by WeeklyHow. So let's go back here. We have Shopify app by weeklyhow.com, and this actually, the trickiest part of this series is the redirection URL. So for this, we have to import the install.php and then the token.php. Make sure you apply it. So let's save that. Let's hit create app. And there you go. Now we have the app, we have the API key and the API secret key. So what we're going to do is just copy this and then apply it to our API key over here. Replace that. Make sure you replace that. Double check. It's really important. Copy and paste. Then next one is the secret key. So just copy that and then paste it over here. Double check. Make sure it's correct. And yeah, if you're sure, then you can just save this and go back to your files and just rewrite it, overwrite it. That's what I mean. Okay. Let's go back to our app. And I think we're done. The next thing we're going to do is just to access the install.php and install it to our store. So over here, stores, and just create add store, and then it will allow you to create a store dedicated for your Shopify apps. And if you want to install it, just go to apps, and then access your public app. And then if you want to test your app, you can just select store and then install app. There you go. That's how you do it. But before we do that, we have to create an index.php, because in our settings over here, where's my, sorry, we have to go back. If we go to our app setup, we have here the app URL and then the redirect URL, right? So whenever we open our app, the URL that's gonna open is the app URL. So it should be index.php. It will open the index.php every time we open our app. So we're going to create an index.php file over here. We can do that by create new file. Let's call this index.php. There you go. Let's open this. Make sure we open the PHP code. And then over here, let's just create a new variable. Let's call this Shopify. Just Shopify, and then get. There you go. And let's close that. Actually, just get. And we're going to echo print r and Shopify. There we go. So if we save that, and if we go over here, actually, let's create a new store. Okay, so let's create a new store, actually. We're not going to use the WeeklyHow. Development store. Let's call this WeeklyHow app test. All right, so we're creating the Shopify store, the development store that we're going to use for our Shopify app for testing. Once you're done, the next thing we're going to do is just to install the app and see what data we have whenever we install our app. So over here we have that. Let's go back to app setup, tutorial app dashboard, whatever they call that. All right, so we have here the store. And if we select store, actually I'm going to open this in a new tab because I'm going to use this, All right, so we have here two stores, the Shopify, the WeeklyHow app test. If we select install app, installing this app on this development store will permanently disable transport. Okay, just install it anyway. It should open the index.php. There you go. All right, so this is the index.php that we created a couple minutes ago. So this is the data that the Shopify is passing to our index.php. As you can see, we have the shop URL. We have the WeeklyHow app test myshopify.com. So we're going to use this and we direct from index.php to install.php and then pass the shop URL to our, the parameter shop. I believe there's a parameter for that. If we open our install.php, actually, we need the URL. So you can see over here. Actually, yeah, we're going to customize that as well. So open your install.php. We're going to replace API key with our API key. We can just open token, API key, just copy this, and then paste it over here. And yeah, let's talk about the scopes. Actually, yeah, we need to customize our scopes. Or we can just do that in the next videos, couple of videos. So over here, we just have the read orders, write products, or we can add, since we have read orders, we can just create write orders, and then read products. There you go. And then redirect URL, we're going to replace this token.php, and then localhost, instead of localhost, make sure you have the HTTPS, and we're just gonna replace it Shopify. I think it's Shopify. Okay, we're just gonna copy this, then go back and just paste it over here. All right, so HTTPS Shopify app by weeklyhow.com token.php. Make sure you double check token.php. Make sure it's the same token instead of generate token. And over here, install URL, we have the value, string value of shop, myshopify.com. We're gonna replace this because we're going to pass shop myshopify.com, including the myshopify.com. So we're just gonna get rid of this. I hope I'm making any sense. All right, so the value of shop should be this value over here. So we're going to pass this entire string over here. So the value of shop should be this string. And then we're just going to replace it over here. So as you can see, we have WeeklyHow app, myshopify.com/admin auth, authorize client ID, the API key, and the scopes, and redirect URL, which is this one. So after the install URL is accepted, we're going to be redirected to this URL, which generates access token. Okay, that makes sense? All right, so if we save this, actually, let's go back to our Index.php because we're going to call header and then location and then install.php and then question mark. And we're going to concatenate Shopify shop. There we go. But we forgot something over here. Question mark shop equals. Okay. We have install.php question mark shop and then equal sign and then the value of shop, which is this one. So it will look something like this. All right. And then the value of shop is this one. And if we go over here, we get the shop, the value of shop, and then we apply it over here and we'll get redirected if it's confirmed and generate tokens and we get access token. All right. Okay, let's close it with semicolon. Don't forget that. That's most important. And then exit. There you go. Let's save this and let's head back to FileZilla and overwrite the files. There you go. And if we come back to our app over here, let's just open that new tab. Let's close this. And if we select a store and if select the WeeklyHow app test, we should be redirected to access token generator to token.php, and then it will give us an access token, and then let's just copy that because we still don't have database. We're going to do that in a next video. Let's see. Okay, so we install. As you can see, it's starting to get installed. All right, we're about to install WeeklyHow tutorial app. So we have the data, manage products, and then we can also manage orders. So we're able to, access the orders from the last 60 days. There's also another scope, which is the read all orders, which allows you to actually read all the orders from the store, regardless of the date. It's not limited to only 60 days. So if you want to access that data, you will need to, request from Shopify, and they're going to review your app. And if they allow you to review, to access all the orders, then yeah, you'll be able to use the scope read all orders. I'm sorry. All right, so let's just click install unlisted app. And we should be able to get our access token. So make sure you copy that, put it in your text file, whatever. And then, yeah, that's how you actually install your Shopify app to a development store. As you can see over here, we have the WeeklyHow tutorial app. If we open this, we're going to get redirected once again, or no? No, we already have over here. Okay, so there you have it. All right, guys, so that's how you set up a Shopify app from scratch. I mean, yeah, getting started. So we've learned today how to, connect your website to a Shopify app. We learned how to install Shopify app. We learned how to use the API, the scopes, and then how to properly set your files so you're much confident customizing your Shopify app. So yeah, in the next video, we're going to connect this app to the database and we're going to start working on the actual app. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, and in the comments below, feel free to tell me, guys, what you want to see in this app and what you want to learn we're going to do this together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to your comments. I'm looking forward to your response. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time.